It was one of those mornings when the cold bites through even the thickest coat, and the city seems to move a little faster just to escape the chill. The streets were busy, coffee cups steaming, everyone lost in their own rush. Among them was a man, a successful CEO, respected, focused, and above all, a devoted single father. His little girl sat beside him in the car, her breath fogging up the window as they drove toward her school. To him, it was just another morning before another long day at the office. But to her, it was a day that would change everything. As they waited at the red light, her small voice broke the hum of the heater. "Daddy," she said softly, pointing outside. Her baby is freezing. In that single moment, the world slowed down, and a father's heart began to wake up. He turned his head to where his daughter was pointing. There, on the corner of the busy street, sat a young mother wrapped in a torn blanket, clutching a tiny baby against her chest. The baby's face was red from the cold, its little hands trembling in the winter air. People passed by, eyes fixed on their phones, too wrapped up in their own worlds to notice. But the little girl noticed with the kind of pure, unfiltered compassion only a child could have. Her voice trembled as she whispered again, "Daddy, we have to help her." In that instant, the CEO felt something shift inside him. It wasn't pity, it was recognition. His daughter didn't see a stranger. She saw a mother and a child just like them, only colder, hungrier, and unseen. And through her innocent eyes, he suddenly saw the world differently, too. For a brief moment, he froze, staring out the window, caught between the weight of his responsibilities and the voice of his child. His mind raced. He had an early meeting, deadlines waiting, people depending on him. But then, something deeper stirred within him. He remembered the nights when he too had held his daughter close, afraid of losing everything after his wife passed away. He knew what it felt like to be helpless, to fight silently for survival. The difference was, he'd had a home, a job, a chance. That woman outside had none of those things. He looked at his daughter, her eyes full of tears and urgency, and realized this wasn't about convenience. It was about conscience. Sometimes life gives us moments not to test our schedules, but to test our hearts. And right there, his decision became beautifully, painfully clear. He pulled his car to the side, unbothered by the impatient honks behind him. His daughter jumped out first, running toward the woman with a small blanket from the back seat. The CEO followed, kneeling down beside the mother, his breath visible in the cold air. Without saying much, he helped them into the car, turned up the heat, and handed her a cup of hot coffee he had just bought. The woman's hands shook as she whispered a faint thank you, tears freezing on her cheeks. They drove straight to a nearby shelter where he made sure both mother and child were fed, wrapped, and safe. His daughter sat quietly, holding the baby's hand, her eyes shining with pride. In that simple act, not of charity, but of humanity, he felt something inside him change. For once, the CEO wasn't leading a company. He was leading by heart. The next day, the story didn't end there. Sitting in his corner office, the CEO couldn't shake the image of that shivering baby or his daughter's pleading eyes. He realized that helping one family wasn't enough. That evening, he called a meeting with his team and shared what had happened, not as a business report, but as a wake-up call. Within weeks, his company launched a new community program dedicated to helping homeless mothers find shelter, training, and work opportunities. Employees volunteered, donations poured in, and soon the initiative became a movement. The woman they had helped found a job in his company, and her baby, once freezing in the cold, now smiled in warmth. His daughter's small act of compassion had become the spark that lit hundreds of lives. Sometimes, it takes a child's heart to remind the world what true leadership looks like.